All right, guys, welcome back. We are so excited. This is one, I'm not gonna lie, I was telling Delancey beforehand, I'm kind of surprised we haven't talked about it, but I do also love because new things are always going to pop up for us to talk about. And we have been seriously so blessed to have so many awesome people come and share their stories with us. That's another
Mhm.
thing that I think why we haven't talked about as many topics. But I told Delancey, I'm like, we should talk about this. And I'm going to preface beforehand. These are off of websites that I found because sometimes I do like to go and like peek and look and see because a lot of them are just from people who like to concoct some shit up and say this is how it is, and this is not how it is with every single thing. So there's a
Mhm.
couple different websites that I found that I was telling Delancey, I'm like, we should go over the pros and cons of adoption. So she's like, okay, she was game to do it. So I'm gonna read over these. Some of them I've kind of looked over. And
I
so
was
with
letting that
Delancey
happen.
with
I,
with with Delancey, it'll be kind of like a blind thing with that. You should do one like that with me. I swear I always do them for you. I should you should do one because those ones are fun.
oh,
Okay.
I we need to because I think that'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. Because I
Yeah.
think that one of our hidden gems that you not that many people acknowledge, but one of our hidden gems is definitely your responses and your reactions as well. I might be a little more animated, but usually your facial expressions and the things that you say, pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and people can't
Pretty
really see
fantastic.
facial expressions if they're not watching our YouTube, which you
Which means
should.
they should. They totally
Exactly.
should because it's
Exactly.
fantastic.
Okay, you ready for this? We're going to start with the pros first, and I'm going to go on both websites. I'm not going to say anything of them. I can. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. So this one is from hellomotherhood.com. She goes into the pros first of adoption. Wording, I want to tell you right now, people really need to be aware of how they word things because I know they may not be coming off with some weird ass intent, but unfortunately, people read into that shit more than they probably should.
Oh,
So this one right
100%.
here. Okay, I
I'm
you
already
can
excited.
probably you probably can tell how I feel. The pro is you rescue a child. I
Sorry, what?
can't even breathe because Delancey's face because she reacted how when I first read it, it was like what the actual f like really. So let me see if I can kind of nitpick
Was
what
that
she
the whole
said.
statement?
Yes, a pro is rescue a
You
child. Um, find parents who are good adoption candidates while removing those unstable to handle the arrangement. He may get to experience new siblings in this new family and build bonds that last a lifetime. Some adopted children come from an abusive or neglecting background and get to experience the peace of a functional family with their adoptive families.
what?
This is really why I love doing these because Delancey, she said she's very more animated. It just makes it that much more fun to talk about these things with Delancey. Like it really does. Do you have any thoughts on that before I go to the next one?
Ah, do they think that there's only like one kind of adoption and that it's
Right? No.
I I'm trying to understand the statement of rescue being
Yes.
used.
Yes.
I mean, are all I mean,
Because
somebody's going to
would
come
let me
somebody's going to
ask you
come for me on
this.
this like well,
No,
I
go,
mean,
go, go, go ahead, go
are
ahead.
they all in burning buildings
No, no,
and they're
seriously though. And
needed
I was just gonna
rescued?
ask you
Like,
that. Like, do you feel like you were rescued? I don't.
no.
Yeah, yeah. Like I get
because
to it.
because
Like
I wasn't like I mean maybe somebody does feel this way. I don't want to discredit them, but for
right,
me
correct,
personally,
correct.
my opinion, so that nobody gets confused as to where I'm standing, I feel I was blessed for being placed with my family and
Correct.
for things
Correct.
working the way that it did. Do I feel
Yes.
that I was rescued? I didn't know I was lost or in distress.
Right, correct.
So I don't feel that that word properly applies to me.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
the only way I can put that.
No. And I feel like most, like you're saying, most adoptees that do have positive like us would be like, ew, to that. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah, like
I get there's others out there that probably would say that because they're so disgruntled that they're not still with their birth families. You know what I mean?
but like would they say that though? Because rescued isn't would that be considered a positive word to be utilized in describing their adoption?
I think so. But that's just me.
Well, I almost feel like if you're rescued, you are saved
Yeah.
from some kind of something or whatever. Not even saying like adoption in general, like just saying like whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
You know, if you're on a raft in the middle of the ocean and you're
Right.
rescued, you're being saved
Correct.
from being eaten by
Yes.
sharks.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like for my situation that that's an inaccurate word to use, and therefore it falls under my favorite saying of don't use blanket statements
Correct. Correct.
to
I
do
agree.
that because
No, I
that's
agree. Yeah. Shall we go on to the next one?
yes.
This
Kind of
one
like that one.
says help the birth mother. That's a pro. And I get what this is like a single teenager who would struggle and still wants to like go to school and have a job and they're not able to
Like these come with
raise the
explanations, right? They're
baby.
not just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
okay, so
So
that's okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So it says in many cases, adoption will provide benefits for the birth mother. In some cases, the birth mother is a single teen parent who would struggle to provide for herself and the child while attending school and working a job. In other cases, the parents are physically or emotionally unable to raise the child. When these parents terminate parental rights for adoption purposes, they are seeking the help they need while still providing a good life for their baby. Adoptive parents will typically provide a medical care for a new birth and pay all expenses regarding the legal process.
I mean, all right. I I mean, all right. I don't really okay.
Let's just go to the next
Let's go.
one.
Let's just go to the next one.
Okay.
Move along.
This one is a pro for the adoptive family. Families seek to adopt a child for various reasons. Some see it as a civic or religious duty to grow their family with an adoptive child. Others cannot have a biological child and desire the completeness and some satisfaction some feel in raising children. That makes no sense. And satisfaction some feel in raising she did watch that wrong. Still others do not want to tax their body through the challenging pregnancy process or cannot take the necessary time off work to have a child but still want to love a child of their own. Do you know how much time people have
Hold
to take
on.
off of work adopting?
Hold on. Time out. Time out. Time. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Who wrote this again?
HelloMotherhood.com. Yeah.
Okay. Um I just want to make sure, like, I heard, like, legitimately something, 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 so you don't have to take time off work. Are you kidding?
Right. Yes. Yep. Yep.
I heard the other stuff. Like, I did hear it. I don't want you to think I was ignoring you. I did
No,
hear
no,
it.
no, you're good.
However, my brain did not register anything outside of that statement
Yes.
because that's not correct.
No.
There are companies that give you maternity and paternity leave for adoption now
Correct.
because you still need to take the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was saying that with my chest. You still need to take the time to bond with your child.
Yes.
Just because, yeah. I, I, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, she's got a couple cons on her page and then we'll go to the other page I found too. Okay.
What's
The
scary is
con.
that was the pros list.
I know, right? The con,
That's what's
the
scary.
long, challenging process. Adopting a child is typically a long, drawn out process. Once you decide the kind of agency best suited to your situation, you'll begin adoption application process. You will complete a state required 2-month home study. Once you have certified an eligible adoptive family, you are placed on a waiting list for a baby, which can take months or years. You may receive a notice of an available baby only to find out the birth mother changed her mind about adoption and seeks to restore parental rights. That's what I'm saying. Like, if people reading this shit, who the hell wants to adopt?
Hold the phone. Does she cite her references?
Oh no, this is her own opinion. I think I stated that before. This is not where she's like, that's why I'm
And
saying like these are just their
this was
opinions.
little motherhood.com. Is that what it was?
Hellomotherhood.com.
What was it?
Hellomotherhood.com.
Oh,
Hello motherhood.
hello, mother. That wasn't what I
Little.
heard the first time you said that. So I had to make sure. So I had to make you say it again. Okay. Hmm. Oh, So, okay. So the reality of the situation is with adoption, anyone, okay, listen, people, we're going to be completely real with you on this one. It's fine. Um, the reality of adoption is there is always that possibility that the biological mother will change their mind. There is always that risk. We have had people on our podcast that we have interviewed that have talked about going through that situation. We had a biological dad who fought to get his child back. This is a reality. It is a reality that can happen. However, hellomotherhood.com, how can I, oh my God, the word just left my brain. What is the word? Here we go. How irresponsible of you to group all of those sentences into one thing as one explanation. That is not fair. That is not right. That is not okay. You're creating fear for zero reason.
Correct.
Hellomotherhood.com. We ain't friends.
Oh, that's why I love Delancey. No, seriously, because it's true. And this is why I want to find these things because it really does scare the shit out of people. And they're like, well,
It
let's not
really
adopt
does.
then.
Like that would scare me. If I didn't know anything about adoption, that would terrify me to hear in one point, one con,
Yes,
all of that with
correct.
zero context, zero explanation, and zero references. Even, I'm sorry, did we just like stop going to English classes and having to write an opinion paper? Even with opinion papers, you still had to cite your references as to you developed your opinion to back
Correct.
up your research to back up your opinion. When did that stop being a thing? When did we
Yeah.
stop teaching how to write papers?
Yeah.
Like, at what point? Our educational system is failing us. I am sorry. Whole other topic. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at her other articles. Okay.
Y'all totally missed the face that Milena was making because she's so used to my tangents at this point that she's staring at her phone, going to the next point. She's like, yeah, right.
No.
Yes.
Whatever. I promise I heard everything you said.
Exactly what you just said. Moving on.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. It was just funny. If you're not watching our YouTube channel, please go watch it because that whole interaction of me going on a tangent and her just staring at her phone. Gold.
No, but no. Okay. This next one. A con is the cost. Even a smooth adoption can be expensive. Foster care adoptions at which the birth mother has already terminated parental rights are the least expensive adoptions. Does she not know foster care?
Wait,
Foster
what is
care, they
he?
don't. Listen to this
I'm
again.
sorry. Wait, time out. Read that one more time. Read it one
Yeah.
more time. I must have had a
Foster
stroke during
care adoptions in which the birth mother has already terminated parental rights are the least expensive adoptions at up to $2,500.
So you get a
Anybody
discount when they
are
terminate
foster
their rights.
and are foster. Okay. Any of you have listened to any of our episodes with the two foster mamas, the one foster kid, he's not a kid anymore that we had come on. All three of them know in foster care,
And
the
a social
main goal,
worker.
yes, correct, is to reunite the families. Every single one of us told us, do not go into foster thinking you're going to adopt. Don't do that. That's not the right reason to go into foster care. You go into foster care to be a safe haven for these kids to be reunited back with their families. Wow.
And even after, like even with even after, like, when if you determine that it was Heather, is that Heather? My brain's like swimming with names.
That has the
Heather,
10
even
kids. Yeah.
yeah, it still kills me. Like
Or not
heart of
eight
gold,
kids.
heart
I
of
know.
gold for that. Either way, heart
I
of
know.
gold, because it's a family of 10. Because I watch her Instagrams and
Right.
she always
Yeah.
talks about cooking for a family of 10. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even she said that when they deemed that it was safe, they ensured their children maintained a relationship with the biological family
Correct.
so they could keep that family because it's their
Correct.
responsibility to add to it. I I don't even like I almost feel like her next con is going to have something to do with like a punch card is the direction this is headed. Like I just don't know what else to think with this. Like this is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to knock her for her opinion. She's allowed to have her opinion. I'm
Correct.
not saying
Correct.
she's not allowed to have her opinion. No one come for me. Someone's gonna come for me. It's fine. I'm okay with it. But where is her information coming from? Like that's what I want to know. Where is your
Correct.
information coming from?
Correct.
Is it factual or is it from other people who are heightened by emotion and feel some kind of way about something? Like how many? How okay?
Okay.
Keep going.
I
I'm
didn't look
sorry.
at the top. This is actually by a dude on Hello
I
Motherhood. I didn't read that at the top. So the website's Hello Motherhood. So they must collect articles, but he doesn't even cite anything. The most he cites at the very first is according to the US Department of Health
that's
and
even more.
Human
That's even
Services.
more irresponsible.
Yeah. The only thing
That's
he
even.
talks about is just about what the health department says about how many kids are in foster care and how many
Okay.
adoptions.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is even more irresponsible of Hello Motherhood that she did not do her due diligence to fact check an article
No.
that she shared. Oh my gosh, I feel some kind of way about this kind of stuff too. Like y'all,
I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in the process of adopting or wanting to adopt, please do not go to this website because I scrolled down some more and some of the other articles that they have. This is a really disgusting. Like I thought, yeah. Let's get into the last con and then I'll read the headline of the next one. And this is exactly why I don't think people should go to it. Okay. This really upsets me. This really upsets me because, especially being a mom, you'll see why.
mm-hmm,
A con, a
mm-hmm.
challenging child. Adopted children often assimilate very well into a new family that loves and provides for them. Some children, especially if adopted later in childhood, can experience depression and other emotional problems caused by the fact that they are adopted. Some children feel they are a hindrance to the family or were to blame for their adoption and may have low self-esteem or depression. Some children adopted through closed adoptions may not have adequate information about birth parents and may want to see them. Family dynamics, problems between birth children and adoptive children can lead to family tension. You will likely discuss these and similar issues in the counseling leading up to your adoption.
Now let's unpack this because that's a whole lot. And I mean, I just have to ask, Milena, have you ever felt like a hindrance to your family?
No, absolutely not.
Hmm.
Never.
Me neither. Because you know what? My family's going to die when I say this, and that's okay. They'll probably be laughing when I say this. But you know what? I was a damn gift because I am hilarious. I am funny. I am hilarious. I add a lot. I bring a lot to the table, and I know I do. You know what? But you know why I feel this way? And I'm sure this is why you feel this way. Because my family made me feel loved.
Agreed.
I've never once felt like a hindrance to my family. Now,
Agreed.
do I suffer? Have I suffered from depression? And do I still struggle sometimes with depression? Yes, I do. Is that my family's fault? Is that because I'm adopted? Absolutely not. It is absolutely none of those things. It has to do with the fact that I don't know, that's the way I'm wired. It sucks. Has nothing to do with the fact I have a closed adoption. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm adopted. It has challenging. We led with challenging. Sorry, I just went ahead and jump topics. Challenging children. You know what? You could have a challenging child in your stomach too. We don't want to
That's
talk about
what
that.
irritates me.
We
That's
don't
why I
want
was
to talk
saying,
about
like,
that.
having kids of my own, they can be challenging. Like, that's why it's annoying. It's like,
Well,
who the hell cares if you're
it's
adopted or not? Kids are challenging
kids
anyway.
are
They have their
challenging in
yes.
general.
Yes.
That's just like, I'm sorry. I love all of my nieces and nephews dearly. dearly, love them, would lay down my life for all of them. They
Yes.
have all been challenging at some point in their life.
Correct. Correct.
And not that doesn't make them any less loved. That just makes them kids. That makes them teenagers. That's their job to
Makes
push the
you
envelope, to drive you crazy, to make you want to go, oh my God, what the heck
it makes them
are we
human because we've
doing?
all done it. We've all
Yes.
done it. We've all done
Yeah,
it.
I know adults that are challenging that I just want to look at
Correct.
them and go, could you please stop?
Seriously.
But
No, I agree.
it's
I agree.
okay,
Okay.
sir, that wrote this article.
That's the
We are not
end.
friends either.
That's the end of this. But these are some of the things that I don't.
I'm so excited to hear the rest of this. This is just like a joy.
These related articles, I'm not going to go into them, but this is why I suggest you don't go to this website. And now I'm like, oh, people probably are. The cheapest way to adopt a
I say, you
child.
know exactly what they're doing because that's exactly what I'm going to do. Go straight to it and be like, why should I not read this?
How to adopt a friend's baby, how to adopt a child, the easiest way to adopt a baby, how can a mom get full custody? Oh, that kind of goes on the parent stuff. And then this one, how to find a child you gave up for adoption. Who this website is not qualified to like yeah.
First of all, it's not gave up, it's placed. The child was
Oh,
placed for adoption. No matter
yeah.
what the reason was, the child was placed for adoption. When you tell a child they were
Yeah.
given up, you make them feel like they weren't wanted. And guess what? They were adopted. They were wanted by someone. So
Correct.
don't do that. That's
100%.
disgusting. Like that is so
Yeah.
gross.
Yes.
Um, what?
Yeah.
Like,
So if you
okay.
want to go to hellomotherhood.com, you're more than welcome to, but just please keep an open mind that it's not
Keep in mind it's all opinions and
correct.
it's based loosely on minimal factual information. It sounds
Correct.
like they picked and choose what facts would help to support. I don't even know that they picked facts that would support. They just picked up statistics from what it sounded
Yeah.
like. You said like how many children are in foster care.
That's the only thing that they referenced. The only thing that they referenced was from like
See,
the
I
but other than that, no other references. Yeah, from the Utah
I
Department of
find
Health
that
and Human Services. Other than that, nothing. Nothing else.
I find that so disgusting too. Because at the end of the day, again, I mean, maybe they just don't teach like they used to, or maybe kids are skipping classes more often than they used to. But I remember my English teachers were even in college, were very clear that even if it's an opinion paper, you have to have data to back it up,
Right.
to show why you feel the way that you do. Anyone that's in a
Correct.
debate, any debate that you see, like there are different, I'm not going to say the name because someone's really going to come for me if I say the name and if I say that I like them. But a certain individual has a YouTube channel and a podcast and all these other things. And the thing that I find so intriguing about that particular individual is there's factual information to back up the opinions that they share. And when somebody shares an opinion that is differing than theirs, they request, well, where did you get this information? Oh, well,
Correct.
and the response is usually, okay, well, let me correct this information. This is actually
Yep.
where you can find this data and like very well versed.
Yeah.
You can have all the opinions all day long, but when you make them based on feelings,
Yeah.
facts don't care about your feelings.
It's true.
They just don't.
No, it's so true. No, no, I love that. No, I'm glad you shared that because it's true. It's 100% true with this. Okay. This one I think you'll like a little.
How did you like honestly, seriously explain this to me? How did you not just like drop your phone and go, oh,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like before we started, I was like, ew. Like just
you were very ooey.
ew. This one I like a little bit more from like I haven't gone into depth on this one as much, but this one's AmericanAdoptions.com. This is more to me. I don't like they have links you can click on
Mm-hmm.
to go to places. Like, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this one, pros and cons of adoption in the United States. So this one's more domestic adoptions. Um, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything. See right here. Work with trained adoption professionals. That's what they say right out the get-go.
Yes, please do that.
Uh, Okay, let's start with here. Okay, pros of adoption. Again, they go into private domestic infant adoption is a beautiful journey, and they kind of go into this, but it says it can be a life-changing journey. Again, they have clicks. This is my favorite thing. They have links to take you different places. It's not just hearsay. I can't say that anymore without freaking the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial every day.
I was about to say hearsay, Your Honor. Hearsay is not admissible in court, Your Honor. Hearsay, hearsay. Even Pocket feels some kind of way about hearsay. You see her just like popped out of nowhere.
Okay, this I love because this is one thing that I personally feel, and I'll ask you too.
Mm-hmm.
A pro is a child receives a life of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay. See, I love how that's worded.
Yes.
I'm trying to see. Oh,
Yes.
see, like this right here, they're already honoring when a prospective birth mother makes the brave decision to place her child with another family. She's choosing to give them a life of opportunity she may be unable to provide. That's what adoption is about, not that other shit. Like, really.
That's a very well said. Very,
Correct.
very well said.
Yes.
Because it is a brave decision. Let's not forget that. They didn't give they like it takes a lot of thought. They don't just wake up and go after what is it, 40 weeks? Like 9 months in, right? Isn't it 40 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah.
40 weeks. After 40 weeks of carrying another human being and feeling them and all this, they just go, you know what? I don't feel like it. Just take
Yeah.
it. It's not like that. There is some, no matter what they try to say, what they try to do, there is some form of bravery behind the decision they're making.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. No, no, it's good. So then they kind of talk about that they have a screening process to ensure like all the things on both sides, like for the families, for the birth
Mm-hmm.
parents. It talks about statistics and it has a link you can click on that adoptive parents are less likely to live below the poverty line, and that they will be able to give the child more opportunity with education, those kinds of things, financial, emotional, extracurricular, vacations, which I totally agree because it kind of goes back to if you are a single teenager, you're going to be working your ass off. It doesn't mean that you can't
Mm-hmm.
provide that. It just means that like if you're a single parent,
And
it's
at a
going to be a
minimum
lot
wage
harder.
job because you're a child.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um
because you're not just a single parent, you're working a minimum wage
yes.
job trying to take care of yourself. And if you don't have parents who are like, yes, stay with us, or a family member, yes, stay with us. I mean, you're gonna reality, you're gonna unfortunately struggle
Correct.
with
No, 100%.
not taken away from that because,
Exactly.
hats off to you single moms.
Seriously,
Because
seriously,
like that's
seriously.
all that's
I
amazing in my book.
and I like this one too, right here. This says prospective birth mothers who are not ready to raise a child, whether due to finances, maturity, or other personal situations, can choose the life they want for their
Mhm.
child with the parents they prefer. It's one of the greatest pros of adoption, knowing that they are doing what they think is best for the child. Like,
Wait, read that
and
one
then
more time. I think I heard only like my brain blipped. Go
no,
read
you're
that one
fine.
more time.
Prospective birth mothers who are not ready to raise a child, whether due to finances, maturity, or other personal situations, can choose the life they want for their child with the parents they prefer.
Mhm.
It's one of the
Mhm.
greatest pros of adoption, knowing that they are doing what they think is best for their child.
I like that.
I do
That's what I
too.
think. That's why I had to hear that again because I wanted to make sure I heard what I heard, and I
Yeah.
like that. I like that that
Yeah.
was said that way.
And, the,
I mean, that's true.
and it's true. And then it says you can click on the link to the founder of American Adoptions and read his story. Sounds like he's an adoptee because it says read about his story and how adoption gave him a full life of love and opportunity. Maybe I'm gonna reach out to Sir Scott and get him on
I
our
was about to
podcast.
say, reach out to Sir Scott, please, because I mean, how amazing to have somebody who has been in it. And it sounds like even though they were raised as an
Yeah.
adoptee, they did what we're doing, which is, hey, you know what? We may not know a lot about this topic, so let's go find it. Let's go find this information. We don't assume that we know everything. I mean, we know a good bit, but we don't know everything. There's no way.
Yeah.
How cool
No, I
though. I
I
like
know.
that website.
No, I do too. I'm just gonna read the bullet points on the other pros. Like you guys can go and
Hmm.
read them. But the second one is a birth mother receives support and a new start. And it just kind of goes into what their agency does to help them and to make sure the birth
Hmm.
moms are taken care of, which is awesome. Then it goes into adoptive
Hmm.
parents get to become a family. So and he just points out one of the biggest advantages is adopting child is becoming parents, which is so true. And then he says parenting is challenging but rewarding. And that's so true no matter how you're made a parent.
Hmm.
And then this one, all parties can maintain lifelong relationships. I love it because then he goes into open adoption and how it's like this new wave that's going on to where you can still keep in contact with these parents and still have
So
them in their
cool.
kids' lives. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool. That's such a
Yeah.
cool thing.
And I think it's one of the coolest things too, like open adoption now. I
Right.
get,
And
back when we were
back in our day.
that's what I was gonna say. No, yeah, go ahead. The what?
I was gonna say, and it's weird because it's like it makes me so happy for those
Agreed.
adoptees.
Agreed.
Like
Yes.
it's
Yes.
it's one of
And
those things.
it's
Like I'm glad we went. It's weird. Like I'm kind of glad we went through what we went through
correct. Agreed.
with looking and stuff. Like it
Agreed.
just. I mean, I think it helped develop us and to understand a little bit more. But how
Agreed.
cool
Yeah.
that I mean, they have so much family.
Yeah. No, it's so true. It's so true. And the thing, here's my thing. Are you so pissed off that you never had an open adoption?
Am I so or still?
Are you pissed off? Were you pissed off?
No.
Like, were
What
you
was
pissed
I
off?
ever?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
I just like, but like, why? Like, yeah, no, no, no.
No.
There would be no. That's wasted energy. There would be no reason to be mad about that.
Agreed. Agreed. And
Besides,
time.
like the fantasy in my brain when I was a kid that I was a princess. Like, come on, you can't beat that.
No,
People
it's so
tell me
true
you're
though.
not a princess. You don't know. I could be.
I love
Like,
it. The Princess of Mardi Gras. No, I'm just kidding.
it's so funny. Mardi Gras. I'm not even gonna get there. I'm not even gonna go there. Go
This
ahead.
one, this one too. This one kind of goes, if you guys listen to our episode with Kim, it goes back onto with the right agency, the process is smooth and ethical. And she was even saying if you choose to do your own private adoption, go the ethical route because everything will be smooth. And I love that
Hmm.
he acknowledged that. Like
Hmm.
seriously. And it,
Well,
oh, yeah.
and not just that, but like Kim saying that reinforced what happened with Donald and Sarah
Yeah.
because not everything was handled. Not, and that's not saying anything. It's the adoption
No.
agency. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know them.
Yeah.
They did the best that they
Correct.
could with the information they were given,
Yeah.
which was not exactly
Yeah.
the most transparent. Is that the nice way to put that?
Yeah.
The most
Yeah.
transparent. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like it was a little more opaque than transparent.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that's right. Yeah. That
Yeah.
reinforces that just reinforces what we've had three different people
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
especially Kim, because Kim made that point
Right.
very, very clear, which I
Correct.
love.
Exactly.
I still love her episode so much. She's so phenomenal.
It's a really good one. If you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to it because I promise it'll give you a lot. It'll educate you a ton no matter what
Mm-hmm.
part of
I
like,
learned
yeah.
so much.
Oh,
So
agreed.
much.
Agreed. Okay. Here we go on to the cons of adoption, which you're not going to get icky with these ones because, yeah, like
As
I
I said,
said,
I didn't get icky with the pros, so
words are huge. Words and
mhm.
explanations are huge. So this one, he just kind of goes into say adoption always isn't always right for everyone. And it's just saying like
That's
you
true.
there's a hard path. Here's a few of the potential disadvantages of adoption, but I
Mhm.
don't feel like they're huge ones, the ones he's listed. A perspective, I mean, they are huge ones, but they're not like icky like the other ones. I should restate that.
Right.
A
Right.
prospective birth mother will experience grief and loss. 100%. Like
Yeah.
100%. Um, and I love it on this because it says we understand that and we never pressure a woman into a decision she's not emotionally ready for. And it looks like they do
Smart.
everything. Post placement counseling, it's free of charge for as long as they need it. It sounds like exactly what like Kim was saying they do for those
I'm gonna
their
say,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
awesome.
I love this. Grief is not a linear journey and it may not ever go away. Our goal is to help prospective birth parents reach a point where they are comfortable with their grief, knowing they did what was best for their child. That gave me chills. Like,
I love that.
yeah,
I love
it's
that
awesome.
because
Yeah,
even if they know it's the right thing from the jump, they're still going to feel a
yeah,
level of grief because
correct,
they're literally
correct.
placing a piece of themselves and
Yeah,
entrusting that with someone else. That would
so
be
true.
difficult. That would be
Yeah,
hard. Like I
yeah.
hate leaving pocket with somebody. I couldn't imagine leaving a child. Like
No,
and
agreed.
I don't want to say leaving, but like entrusting the care
No,
of a
I get that.
child with somebody
Yeah,
else. I like I said, I have a hard time entrusting her care with
yeah,
somebody, and she's my dog. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
kudos to birth parents.
No, seriously though. Seriously. Okay, this one, the cost is high for adoptive parents. It's true. I wish we
That
could
is true.
like that's one
It's
of my mission
unfortunate.
goals in life is to figure out how to make it not so freaking much. Like it's ridiculous.
It
Like
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be so much
no.
at all.
No. Yeah.
Like it
Uh
shouldn't be.
yeah. It just kind of goes into, make sure everything that you're going to have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Safety for your family, birth
Mm-hmm.
parent is supported, and just be prepared to pay for like services. Cause I mean, I get that. On top of that, there might be some counseling you have to pay for yourself and for, you know what I mean? Because it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Um, okay. This is his last con. Open and closed adoptions come with their own challenges. And this is so true. Um, because I do know there's some people I've talked to with open adoptions, it gets tricky with the parents. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
the moms get jealous of each other. And I think, like, I
I
know
can
quite a
see that.
few that we've talked to, like birth moms, it's the
Mm-hmm.
heartache because they have their mom. And with the mom, it's the heartache because they see them build this relationship with the birth mom when they're the mom. Like, I get all those feelings. I get
Right.
all of
I
them.
understand that. I get it.
Uh,
I understand that because even if it's a closed and they
yeah.
later, like I get that. Yeah, I can
Correct. And
understand
so
that.
this one goes on the closed adoptions, like there's medical background, no answers to the child's questions about their adoption if it's completely closed. Like, they know no there's some people I know that know absolutely no information. And they
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately probably
Me
will
too.
never know any information. Like they just won't,
Same.
you know?
And it's all because of the time period that they were adopted in the state they were adopted in. The laws were that
Correct.
way, like lock and
Correct.
key.
Yep. Same with international.
Unfortunately,
Internationals, I know
yeah.
worse. There's so many people I know that they were in like these homes, that these homes are now
Mm-hmm.
gone and there's not an ounce of paperwork left. Like it's all gone. It's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, um, this one too. And no reassurance for the birth mom that her child is
Mm-hmm.
happy and healthy. I know that's one thing that my birth mom told me to my face is that she always prayed for that. And then to
Mm-hmm.
find out that, I am
Same.
happy, healthy, it's
Same.
probably doesn't I mean, lessens the heartache a little. There's still a lot there, but you know what I mean? Like to know that, yeah, because I can't even fathom that. Like not knowing. Oh, I just can't even.
That would be
Hard.
very much a struggle
Yes.
to not know.
Yes.
I mean, because naturally we're human beings and we're curious, so
Yeah.
that'd
This
be
is
hard.
the closing statement that I like on this on open adoption. Open adoption is a lifelong commitment from both parties that requires effort and respect on both sides, but overcoming
Mm-hmm.
any challenges that are pop up along the way is way worth it due to the
Mm-hmm.
benefit open adoption provides. Like, yes, it does, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'll
Oh,
agree with that too.
okay. And then I'll stop on this because this guy just they did everything right on their website. Okay. For many people, the negatives of adoption are heavily outweighed by the beauty and love it can bring. If you think this might be the right path for you, then contact them. And they said they'll send free information, but I like this also. Disclaimer, information available through these links is the sole propriety of the companies and organizations. That's what I'm saying. He did his work. He's like, and
Mm-hmm.
note, the links
Mm-hmm.
we have are, but I love that. I love that,
I
like,
I love this.
so if you want to go look at a good one, go to americanadoptions.com. And this is for like domestic adoptions. Like it's just it's a good read. They have phone
I feel
numbers,
like
they
it
have
would be
email.
like it'd be a good starting point too, to like learn a little bit more about adoption if you're
Yes,
not familiar with it. Because
correct.
I mean, sometimes people don't want to listen to a podcast. I don't know why you wouldn't want to listen to us because we're awesome. But if you don't want to and you still want to learn more information about adoption, this sounds like it would be the right place to
Oh,
go
oh,
because it did its homework.
yes.
Like the work was put into it. It
Yep.
wasn't thrown together all willy-nilly like with a Google search. Like there was actual research done.
And they have so many other articles like that other one that are actually like
Mhm.
benefits of adoption. What you need to know about the history of adoption, 4 important adoption definitions. What does adoption mean? 13 places to find the latest adoption news. What are my adoption options? When is adoption free? 26 tips for using social media for adoption, which I actually like that because that is
I like that too.
how those parents can utilize it to, put themselves out there.
I'm a
There
little
is no
confused
such thing
though.
as an unwanted child.
Thank you. That child is wanted by somebody.
So,
No matter what anybody says, that child is wanted by somebody. So, okay, I need a little more clarity on something. Go back. There was one thing you said. When is adoption free?
oh yeah, that one. I did want to click on that because that
Can
was
you click
intriguing.
on that for me
Yeah,
real
let
fast?
me
Because
see.
I'm a little intrigued by that because I was all like behind this website and I'm curious as to what that
Oh,
specific thing is about.
this is for birth moms. Free adoption for prospective birth moms. So this is saying that um there's never a cost for any woman to place their child for adoption. Not only are you putting your body through the physical strain of having a child, but you're also going to be grappling with many emotions as you pursue your adoption plan. Adoption isn't easy. That's why adoption laws allow for pregnant women to pursue free adoptions for newborn babies.
Mhm.
So that's what that is. So sorry, it's not free adoption for adoptive parents. It's adoption free adoption for birth moms, which is how it should be.
Which I was about to say, I couldn't imagine a birth mother paying while also giving birth.
Right.
Call me
Yeah.
crazy.
No.
Um, that's like I was really hoping it was going to offer some kind of understanding
Why?
as to when adoption, like if there is a scenario where adoption is free, like
Right.
but I mean, I guess when I don't know. I feel like this is something that we, like my family and I have all had one of my sisters and I have all had a conversation about one of my older sisters, just to clarify, because considering I have 5 million, um, I there should be a place in time where the cost of adoption is not as high as it is. The fact that adoption costs the amount of money that it does blows my mind. I
Right.
honestly never thought about it. And my mom, not too long ago, I mean, like she never did this when I was a kid, but like as an adult, I think it's hysterical. Um, a girl that I know, a friend of mine, was asking me to ask my mom, and I want to say my mom was on speakerphone. I think this is the scenario. I could be wrong. A lot has happened. There's a lot going on. Football has my brain a little squishy, but essentially, a girl that I know, a friend of mine, that was curious about adoption and like what all what the process was, what the cost was, and everything like that. Like if it was, I said, and she goes, "Well, do you know how much your adoption costs?" And I was like, you know what, I don't know.
Yeah.
I never asked. It
Right.
just never crossed my mind. It was never a
Yeah.
thing. Well, I called my mom. God love her. God love my mother. She goes, a pretty penny. You were expensive. And I was like,
Okay.
you're welcome. No refunds. Way past the return window, Gail. Way past the return window. And
Love
I
it.
just threw her name out there, and I'm sure she's fine with that because she doesn't care. She loves me, and I know she loves me. But she and I can joke about that kind of stuff now. But it
Right.
honestly, it should not cost what it costs. It's absolutely
Agreed.
ridiculous because
100%.
those parents and that family are getting ready to provide for that child, And that's where their money should be going. It should not be
Agreed.
going to, I don't know, pay, what is it, lawyers, agencies.
And it's like agency costs for the whole agency to run, where I'm just like, why can't we have to where like this is
Mhm,
my wish and hope. Like I would love to open something up like this, like my own agency to
mhm.
where everything is free. Like I get enough people, enough lawyers that'll do pro bono shit that will come in because they're
I was
making
about to
enough.
say that part where they can donate their time. I was going to say, because
Yes,
it's going to cost somebody something. And that's the unfortunate part, is
correct.
it will cost somebody something,
Correct.
but hopefully that, and I hope I'm around, which, let's be real, you're not getting rid of me, because I'm stuck to you like glue, sister,
Yep.
stuck
Nope.
to you
It's
like
true.
glue.
If you go anywhere, I'll
Um,
kick your ass.
I know, same. You're not, we're like, we're done. Like, we're stuck here. But I hope it gets to a place where you find enough people to donate their time and enough
Yes.
benefactors to make
Yes.
donations to where you are able to help families in that
Yeah.
way, because that is something I feel that is such a necessity and that's needed right now. And then maybe the disgruntled people on TikTok and Instagram and social media and YouTube and all these other things will finally get the hugs they need and realize that adoption is a blessing, and it's not
Yes.
what
Yes.
what was that other website called? Hello
Hello,
Motherhood.
motherhood. Mhm.
Okay, do you want me to go ahead and tell you what I thought you said?
What? What?
I thought at first I thought it was, this just tells you how squishy my brain is. At first I thought you said, oh no, motherhood. And I was like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you have a website called Oh No Motherhood? That doesn't even make sense, like, at all. Like, Oh No Motherhood, like you choose,
Oh, that's
and
funny.
then you said it again, and then I actually heard completely different words. I thought you said hella motherhood, which I also found concerning. And then that's why I had you repeat it either a third or a fourth time. And then I was like, oh, hello, motherhood. Like,
Yes.
hello. That,
Hello,
it took me a
motherhood.
minute.
Yeah. No. Oh, I was just
Well,
looking.
our
No,
second
you're good.
website was better.
They have, well, on the second website, they have famous adoptions. So people
Faith
who
Hill.
have adopted or
Faith Hill
people
in there.
who are, yes, Faith Hill's actually the very first one. She's adopted. And I just barely learned that. Like,
She's
I'm
a
not even kidding you,
Mississippi
like
girl too.
6 months ago. A football player. I don't know
She's a
his name. You
Mississippi
probably
girl.
do. Dante Culpepper. Do you know him?
Is he pro? Is he pro?
It says professional football player.
I am terrible
Yeah.
at pro football players. Don't tell anybody. I work in sports and but it's college sports. It's different. It's different.
No,
I should be more aware of pro, and that's my fault.
I don't
Mm.
really love that they put Oprah on here as an advocate for adoption. Yeah, your face is exactly like what I feel. Like, really?
My Botox is wearing off on that one.
But then they list like adoptive parents like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman. I didn't know Bill Clinton was adopted, but apparently he was adopted. Yeah,
What?
that's what it says on here. Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's. I did know he was adopted because he was a huge
Mm.
advocate for it. I remember hearing that.
Huge advocate for that.
Yes. Sandra Bullock. I knew she was an adoptive parent.
Yep. I
Diane
love her
Keaton.
too.
I didn't know she was an adoptive parent.
What?
Yeah. I didn't know she was.
I guess that makes sense. She did make a movie in the 80s about adopting a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how you
Um
made the face. You're like, yeah, sure. Do you know what movie I'm talking about? Baby
no,
Boom.
I don't.
I
No.
just I forgot about it and I came across it the other day and I was like, oh,
Oh,
old school Diane Keaton. Love it.
seriously. You seriously.
Love
Hugh Jackman. How cool would that be to
it.
get him on our podcast? He's an adoptive parent.
I if you ever want an episode where I don't say a word because I'm just sitting there like speechless, bring Hugh Jackman on here. I will be
Dude,
silent the whole time.
all we have to do is get in contact with one of these people like as people and I have contacts to get to somebody. And you know how much our world would be open to all these celebrities, man. She still hasn't answered me. I got to email her assistant again. Leanne Tui. Been trying to get her on. I've been sending her
Oh my
messages,
gosh, I would love
but
to have Leah Tui on here. Like just because she just seems like such a ray of sunshine.
she
And her
is.
just her honesty is she reminds me of my mother with her honesty, and I love
I love
that.
her.
I love
But you
there's
know how
another
many
one.
doors that would open? She has like famous people to follow her that could be like, yo, would you shoot them a DM to come on our show?
Hey yo, Leanne, you want to help us out? Thanks, girl.
Now that we're
Besties.
besties. But I
Now
know
that
she
we're
does.
besties.
I know she takes one day during the month. And I don't know now that summer's wound down. I didn't really see it over the summer, but she would take one day of the month and just do podcasts all day long. So I'm hoping now that fall is coming upon us, I'm going to reach out to her agent or whatever again and see if we can get it. Because how cool would that be?
Whoa, that would be. It's so wild that like she has an agent.
I know. Right.
I love that though. I love that though so much for her. Like she just her whole family's awesome. And
I
the
know.
fact that I actually just saw a post recently about her son working in college sports. I believe it's college sports as well. I like briefly went by the article.
Uh,
Nobody come for me. I'm not as up to date on famous people as I should be. I'm sorry. I kind of swim in my own little world right now. But it was I love that as busy as she stays, she makes a point to go travel to see her kids and encourage them.
yeah.
All of her kids.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that. I love that
Yeah.
about her.
Yeah.
I just think she's amazing.
Yeah.
I do agree. Even my oldest sister, she's gonna kill me for saying oldest sister. Well, but whatever. It's facts. My oldest sister lives in North Carolina. She was saying that same thing because she was always talking about how she loves listening to us because there are so many different connections to adoption in her life. She has two younger sisters that are adopted. She's married to an adoptee. We just discovered there's another member of our family that
Oh.
it was
Oh
yeah
yeah.
that
No, you were telling that. You were yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I
and I don't
remember
want to
that
give
now.
too much out about that because I want to respect their story,
Yes.
but
Yes.
and wait for that to evolve as it is. But I mean, there have been members of the family that have done adoption. Like she's surrounded by adoption, so she likes listening and hearing the different
Right.
things.
Yeah.
And she said the same thing you did. She's like, if y'all could just get just one person, just one. She was like, she goes, the world needs to hear you. She goes, there is never one time that I don't leave listening to one of your shows, no matter what the story is, that I don't feel like uplifted and empowered. And I'm sitting here thinking,
Right.
and you're not even an
Yeah.
adoptee. Like that's amazing to me. Like that.
No, it's true.
But she's right. She's right. We need to get, and you're right. Both of you are right that we need to do that. And I don't exactly know how that's going to happen, but that I firmly believe it's in the plan for that to happen. There's no way that we can be meeting all of these amazing people that are in the adoption community
Oh, so true.
that their stories are not going to get out
It's
somehow,
so
some
true.
way.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
I
looking through
just
my email to see if I can
no,
find
you're fine.
her name's Tracy is her lady. I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna email her again. I'm not even kidding you.
Tracy
Is her like assistant agent? I'm gonna
Oh,
email. Well,
got
I'm
it.
pretty sure because I am so very cool, and Leanne actually answered my DM on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just have to go back there. Yeah, when I very first reached out to her,
Way to
she
bury
was
the
like,
lead.
she she was like, email my person, and she gave me her email.
And then the person never got back to you. I
Yep.
would be copying and pasting and forwarding that email left and right, all like every chance I got,
No,
all
and
the
yeah,
time.
so I have her email. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back and email her again. You'd be like, hey, it's me again.
I gotta say, if you want,
Send it to
shoot me
you.
her email, and
Okay,
I will email her as well and be like,
do it. Do it. Yes.
because
Okay, I'm going to.
girl, I'm a wordsmith with emails,
No, right now. Oh, now
and
we're
I
just
love
kind
to
of
type.
chatting. We're just kind of chatting now. Sorry, guys. I
Oh
just
yeah, sorry. Oh, Sometimes I
Anyway,
forget that we're recording and that we're not just
but
talking. I am
it's so
so
good.
sorry, y'all.
That's what I love about us. Like that's just how we are. Even beforehand, we just get on. We're like, hey, what's up? All these kinds of things. Anyway, okay, let's do this. Do you have anything to add on the pros and cons that we can shut this out? We can continue our conversation off the air. Anything you'd like to add?
Anything I'd like to add to that topic? No.
Pros
I
and
would like to apologize to all of our listeners for forgetting that we were recording. However, if it's any consolation, you were actually privy to what our conversations are like offline.
It's true.
So you get to you know there's going to be
Yes.
somebody that's listening to it going, okay, are they going to like rein it in or what's happening here?
So true though. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So, anything to add on the pros and cons?
Mm-mm.
The first website we hated, the second website we loved.
Exactly. First website sucked. Second one's amazing.
Yes.
Done. That's it.
And
I'm good.
honestly, just do your research. That's what I'm going to leave it at. Do your research and you're going to find what you're going to find no matter what you go looking for. So if you want to look for the shit of adoption, you're going to find it. You want to go look for the good of adoption, you're going to find it. Just do your research. Okay. All right. I'm going to close it out so me and Delancey can continue our conversation. But thanks for being here.
We can
guys,
continue
as
our conversation
always.
offline.
Okay. Bye, guys.